What's up YouTube, Crafting Cars here, happy Tuesday. Now in today's video, we're going to be fixing that brake caliper clearance issue I got going on with my front wheels there on the Civic. And then I'm going to be giving you some updates on my V16 engine that I've got sitting in the back of my CRV right now. We've got some E85 components to install, so I'll be basically walking you through the part numbers and wiring tips needed to install a E85 conversion kit in your EK Civic. And then I've got a car meet to go to around 2 o'clock today, so I'm going to want to be doing some filming there. And then on top of that, I just want to clean up this garage a little bit. I got some parts out of here I want to sell, and that should be all, but we'll see where the day takes us. Hopefully everything goes smoothly, and yeah, maybe today I'll actually get the Civic on the ground, pulled out of the garage, so that would be really cool. But yeah, I guess we're gonna have to see and find out. It's not the end of the video yet. Let's get right into it. Alright, so as some of you know, pretty soon I gotta be taking my V16 engine over to my buddy's house to get my cams degreed and my ATI super damper installed. So here I'm showing you kind of a special little technique I picked up over the last couple years on how I load these engines into the back of my CRV. And it's pretty easy. I just park it to a spot where the CRV is sitting kind of low in the rear, jack up the rear, remove the engine stand, and then get everything where I want it, and then lower the back of the CRV. Just like that, you're good to go. Now, if you remember my last Tuesday's upload, you know when I tried to put my wheel on, I couldn't turn it because the brake caliper was coming in contact with the rim. So, now it's time to fix that. I decided to do a little bit of grinding on the highest point of the caliper where it was touching. Had to make a stop by Northern Tool, picked myself up a new angle grinder, and got right to work. Alright, now after waiting for it to cool down for a little bit, you can see we got it ground down nice and flat. We're going to go ahead and test fit it on the car, and if everything works fine, we got that clearance that we wanted, I'll take it back off the car, clean it up a little bit, and then we'll respray it, make it look like brand new with some fresh red caliper paint, and yeah, should work out. All right. So I've got the Xfinity Flex and I'm paying a monthly fee for my internet, and I'm wondering if I can wrap in my phone. Is that possible? And? Fuck the haters.
That should work?
Yeah, that should work. Holy shit, that's close.
First try too, and it was that close. Shit.
It works.
Yeah, but you know.
Alright, so got them sprayed, looking real nice. And while I wait for those to dry, me and my roommate are going to go to that car meet. So hopefully we see some cool cars there, and we'll be sure to respect everybody's build. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that little edit there. That was a really fun meet, a lot of really nice builds there, so yeah, a lot of respect going all around. But now that we know that everything's clearance and everything's good to go on the car, back in the garage, here we are tightening everything down, hopefully for the last time. One thing I did notice after I put my wheels on was that my toe angle was way too far out on both sides of the car. So I just crawled underneath, and I think maybe because of my FCS subframe, I've got pretty easy access to the inner tie rod. So as you can see, as I make adjustments, you can see it start to toe in there. So one thing we don't want is our fenders crashing into our tires when we finally lower the car. So I've got my upper control arms, the ball joint on there loosened up so I can adjust the camber in all four corners. And to add some clearance in the rear, we're going to go ahead and roll those even further. Oh, hey there. So before I lower my car completely on the ground, I got a little bit more fender rolling to do in the rear to clear my big old tires. And especially since the inner fender here, you can see I got a big old freaking ridge there I got to roll out. So I've tried this before with this exact same roller. And you see, when I get it to kind of that area, it almost like falls behind it. Even though this is like a universal fender roller, I don't like how that wheel falls behind this lip here, because that's gonna completely mess up my fender. So I learned a trick from Deadbeat Garage the other day, shout out to his channel. It's only like 100 times bigger than our channel. But what you can do is unbolt your strut, so you just know those two nuts in the top of your trunk there. So yeah, pop your trunk, take those two nuts off, and then you can lower this entire hub and get that wheel exactly where you want it. Much better. All right, here goes nothing. I've been waiting a long time to do this. All right guys, so moment we've all been waiting for. Finally got the car on the ground, and as you can imagine, pretty stoked about it. I'm loving the way it's looking. Taking a look at the rear here, you can see we got that fitment dialed in. I could probably do a little bit more rolling on the corner here. I know a lot of guys that run these 225 tires, they like to trim the plastic on the bumper. So I might do that. And then head into the front of the car. I could probably lower it like another ½ inch up here. And then one thing I did notice is when I was adjusting my tie rods earlier to get these wheels as square as possible, when I had the car up in the air and had everything adjusted, everything was looking square. But now that I got the car lowered on the ground, I got some mad toe in going. You can see how it looks like both tires are kind of turning into each other. So yeah, it just goes to show you, depending on the height of your car, your toe angle can change pretty drastically. So anytime you lower or raise your car, make sure you go to that alignment shop. All right, I'm moving over to the driver's side of the car. I purposely ran a little bit more negative camber on this side just so you guys can see how it looks. But yeah, so a little more clearance here. Still towed in on this side, so we gotta fix that. And then ride height looking good. In the rear here, you can see that's quite a bit of camber there. I don't know, I still like the way it looks. I don't know if you guys would consider that like a ricey amount of camber, but I like the way it looks. And I definitely get a lot more clearance back here without having to cut my bumper or anything like that. So this is kind of like functional hot boy fitment. I don't know if that term's been used yet, but that's how I would best describe this. All right, now it's time for me to clean this garage up a little bit. I'm gonna kind of sort everything I wanna go to the scrap yard, all the parts I wanna sell on Facebook Marketplace. I'm gonna throw the front bumper on the car, take some nice pictures of it, just so I can post some nice stuff on Instagram. If you guys haven't followed me yet, my name is afton.voigt.ej8 on Instagram. And it's basically a good way to check out what's going on behind the scenes here at Crafting Cars. So yeah, let's get right into that. And just like that, she's all clean. So I went ahead and decided that my subframe that's rusting away and my sway bar that's rusting away, those are gonna be going to the scrapyard. I'm gonna be selling my pre-facelift EK Civic taillights. These are in real nice condition. My stock B16 VTEC cams and the cam gears, as well as my Chase Bays power steering delete kit. And I'm also selling my it's a 2.5-inch exhaust system with a vibrant, I forgot what they call it. I think it's the Oval Performance muffler. I'll be selling this on Facebook Marketplace as well. So anyways, I think that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. I know in the beginning of the video, I told you guys I was gonna be installing some E85 components and showing you how that all works. But I think I'm gonna save that for next Tuesday's video because I wanna install my E85 and my closed loop oxygen sensor all at the same time because it's kind of a similar process, so I'll go real in depth for next week. Okay, yeah, I kind of run short on time. Yesterday for Memorial Day, decided to go visit my grandparents instead of stay at home and work on the shit box because, you know, I love my shit box, but family's a lot more important. And then I got a dentist appointment today, and I still gotta upload this video, so yeah, you know how it goes. We gotta stay consistent, but thanks for tuning along anyways, and we will see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.